Okay, so at this point, we have all of the basic functionality finished. And I'm going to go ahead and start styling our application here. One of the first things I decided that I wanted to do is I would like to use Font Awesome instead of these words. So what we're going to do here is I went already to the Font Awesome version 5 page, and the tests are still running. So we're going to go ahead and stop the tests. And here I'm going to yarn add all of these things. And this, so I have to be sure to do this inside the container. So you have to do this in the Docker container or it won't work. And if you didn't do it in the Docker container, then you would have to rebuild your Docker container later. Okay, so that should be that. And if we run yarn test again, we should be back and not have any problems. So the way Font Awesome works in React is you import a component and you import the icon or icons that you want to use, and then you simply use them as such. So here I'm going to do exactly that. We'll say import Font Awesome icon from, in this case, Fort Awesome / React, I think. Actually, what I'm going to do is I do have a node modules folder here right now, and I have it because just to simplify using VS Code, actually. So I am going to go ahead and do that for a second. So I'm going to add another thing here, and I'm going to go into front end, yarn install here. Otherwise, I have to run VS Code actually inside the container. The package JSON did not update. Is that correct? That's what it looks like. Okay, so running it inside the container wasn't good enough. That means I'm going to have to run it here. So ideally, I guess I would have to run it here first, delete the container, and then come back and rebuild the container. But since I did run it on the inside, I don't think I have to delete it again. So I'm going to come out of this second one, double check that all my tests still pass, and they do. And now in here, we're going to try and use this. So import Font Awesome icon from, there it is, Fort Awesome React Font Awesome. And I want the plus icon, which I just happen to know is FA plus from solid. Now I'm going to use that instead of this value add to do. Now, so I'm going to turn this into a button so that I can do that. So button type equals submit. And then in here, we're going to have just our Font Awesome icon. And the icon equals FA plus. If this works, hey, it changed. Okay, so that will work. So we have two others that I wanted to change. One is on the to-do itself, which is, actually they're all on the to-do. It's the delete and the edit button here. So delete is something like FA trash. So we're going to import again Font Awesome icon, and then we're going to import a couple more. So here we're going to import FA trash, or FA trash alt, I think. And I also want, there's one called ban, which I'm not sure where it comes from. which is what I want to use for my cancel button. And then I think there's also a pencil alt. Hopefully all of these come from the same place. If not, we will find out shortly. Here, I'm going to put on here font awesome icon equals FA trash and or FA trash alt rather. Save it. Now if we come in here and create one, we have our garbage can. And to make sure that the others are correct, I'm going to say FA pencil alt here. That one is correct. And FA ban, that one is right. So FA trash alt for the delete button. And then on the edit button here, we're passing in a label. So the label is created down here. And right here. So this label is actually going to be now an icon. So this will be font awesome icon equals FA ban, or it will be font awesome icon equals FA pencil. And this is maybe a little bit wasteful to do it like this. Maybe here I can just send in FA ban, and here I can send in FA pencil alt. Right, and I can change label to icon. Then we come up here, this will become icon. And here we can put in an actual font awesome icon equals icon. I think this is probably cleaner. Yeah, so now if I go to edit, it turns into that. Okay, very nice. So that covers it, I think, for all of the font awesome stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a commit for this. So here I'm adding everything in. I'm going to say style. This is a styling of icons, and here we're going to replace text with. All right. Okay. So now let's start styling some more. So beginning with the app itself, obviously this is not laid out well at all. And you'll recall that I like to name everything with a class for what it is. And this is one of the main reasons why I like to do that. That way it's easy for me to do this kind of styling. So here we're going to set height. We're going to set everything to the center. Content center. We can make a darkish background and a default light color. This one. Okay. So far so good. And now so now we gotta get the form away from the to-dos. Let's start styling our form a little bit. And I don't have a CSS file, so I'm going to create one here. I'm going to make a to-do form CSS, and we have to link it in here. So import /to-do form.scss. Okay. And of course, same logic applies here. So I guess the first thing is let's give ourselves some breathing room. So padding about 1M and a background color of white. See what that looks like. Okay, not bad. Give it a border radius. Okay. And I think I want to flex it a little bit so that these two are not like jammed up on each other. So we're going to display flex and then justify with space between. And maybe a little bit wider. Very nice. Okay. A little bit bland. Let's get a little more color in here. Maybe we'll start with the input. No, let's start with the button. So button. Since there's only one button on this form, I don't have to worry about it. So let's make it it's green. White text. Let's get rid of that obnoxious border. We can add a border radius just like the other one. To keep it consistent, I'm just going to make a variable here. Might be a little premature, but we'll see. $sign border radius 0.25 m. This can also be border radius here. Okay. And so I like my buttons to show that they can be clicked. So I'm going to add cursor pointer. It gives us that little hand guy when you get close. And make it a little bit smaller. I just feel like too boldy, right? Okay. There should probably be a hover color and some transitions and stuff, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. Let's start with input. Now we'll do the input. Again, there's only one input here, so I don't think we have to worry about it. And this time we will make it, let's make it a little bit not straight white. And we again have this sort of obnoxious thing there. I don't want to get rid of the border entirely because it shows up when it's highlighted and whatnot, but we can turn it into a little bit of a better color. Solid 1 pixel. Let's make it just a slightly darker thing there. I like that better. I think it's a little understated. It's cleaner. And this one can have the same border radius again. And I'm just going to go with a little more text align center. Let's get a little flare on it. We'll make the color blue, I guess. And give it a little bit of padding on the top so that it isn't all jammed up in there. Very nice. So that is our form basically styled. And I think that's good enough for now. So let's go ahead and commit this. So on this one, I'm going to add it. I'm going to say style of app. This is styles. And this is going to be style for to-do form. This is light theme for now. Everything here is going to be the light theme, but that's fine. Okay, so I think that covers it for this video. We'll continue styling in the next one.